Now we've talked about language, and that doing the deeper work is realizing, and what the new spirituality is about, is realizing the difference of reality and truth. Another way to look at that, just shift a little bit, and we could look at that as the ego and our true self, or shift a little bit more, symbol and metaphor. And so we have these, we talked about language and how language is made up of symbols. And when you experience a symbol, what's also there is that something's missing. And what's missing is the truth. Because it's a symbol of something, and then what's the truth is not there. And that's how, when we have tears in the fabric of our being, we fill those gaps, fill those tears with mind-made-up reality. And after a while, we begin to think that what we have made up is real. And we identify with who we think we are and who we're told we are in our society. And it's very hard for us to give that up. So what happens then in our subconscious, we repress the truth because we want to be in our comfortable reality. So we repress the truth. And so let's just go back to that shifting that we did, and let's look at it this way, that the ego is a symbol, and what's missing, because when there's a symbol, it's not the real thing, and what's missing is our true self, or our, what I call presence, our true nature, the truth. Just call it simply the truth. And so the difference between symbol and metaphor, I'm talking about some very complex things that courses have been given on and books have been written about, and I'm trying to put it together in a way that you can, for yourself, pull the information together and the light bulbs go on. So it inspires you to go on for your own growth and developing your truth. So a symbol is a projection. Like in Plato's from the Republic, the person sitting in the cave and the person looking at the shadows on the wall, and that's the person's reality. What I'm saying is much like that. So there's something projected on the wall, and the projection is disconnected from the truth. It's a projection, there's a separation. But an extension is the truth. A metaphor is extension. It comes from the Greek word which means to transfer. In that transferring, there's a direct link, a direct communication. There is not a projection. There is not a separation. There's a connection there. That non-duality is there. That's a metaphor. So the ego is a symbol of yourself, and being a symbol, it's not real, it's made up. But the metaphor, you have to go deep to find out. Going deep means connecting with that extension. You are truly an extension of your true self, divine presence, call it what you want, right here, right now. And so what I've said, it was some of the last videos about Freud and Heidegger and Jung and the basis of psychotherapy, but it's also the basis of spirituality, because when you go deep, you, and how I say, see through the presence to the appearance that's there. practicing the presence, and that's a great spiritual practice. That's the greatest service that you can do to anybody. I'm just laughing on how excited I get about talking about all this stuff, and I hope you can feel that as a metaphor of my truth. Because where am I? This is getting very funny. Where am I? I am appearing in your consciousness. As like I said before, where else would I be appearing? You don't see outside of yourself. You don't hear outside of yourself. It's all happening in here. Your truth is in here. The teacher is in here. What's out there is a projection, and what you experience at the depth of your awareness and clarity is an extension of that divine presence. There, it's all wrapped up in a few minutes. So